What's up YouTube, BizMatthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what I wish I knew before starting wholesaling real estate. Now, before we go on, you all be sure to smash that like button down below. It really supports this channel. And then comment down below on which one of these that you relate to most as beginner wholesalers. You know, which one of these, I guess, concepts that I'm going to go over that you wish you knew before starting wholesaling real estate. And then once again, you all subscribe if you're not subscribed. And Wholesale Deals Academy, there's a special price on the course online. So click on the link down below. You get a coupon code for $100 off, and plus the price is already discounted. So please take a look on that. And then when you're ready for the next step in your wholesaling journey to hire me as a mentor where I guide you to get wholesale deals, apply online, www.bizmatthew.com, and you can apply there. First thing I want to talk about is what I wish I knew before starting wholesaling real estate was it's not as easy as it looks. I was just like you all watching YouTube videos, and the way they explained the processes of wholesaling real estate, I was like, oh my goodness, I can get a deal tomorrow, right? You have these ideals, and you know, a lot of YouTubers try to push that, and unfortunately, people take it at face value. When yes, that's just the general overview of what wholesaling is, but in reality, wholesaling is extremely hard. So I just wish I knew that it wasn't as easy as I thought. And just talking about, I guess, YouTubers, you all, just take what YouTubers, even myself, say with a grain of salt, right? You have to really kind of vet your wholesaling gurus or people on YouTube. You know, when I first started, I just posted one deal, and that was my very first deal. And I was pretty upfront with you all, just saying, hey, I only closed one deal. I'm documenting my journey. If you all are interested in learning my mistakes, my ups and downs, subscribe, right? And so later on this year, I'm going to break down this past year and how I was able to cross that six-figure mark in my wholesaling business. So you all just take everything that you hear online with a grain of salt, and wholesaling is extremely hard. It's not as easy what you think. I wish I really knew that before starting wholesaling real estate. The next thing I want to talk about wholesaling real estate, I guess the common misconceptions about it was that it's completely free, right? Like you need no money at all, and that's 100% false, right? Starting wholesaling real estate, you have to pay for softwares, like for skip tracing services, to pull data like PropStream. If you all are interested, link down below. You know, 7-day free trial if you all are interested. Mailers if you're doing mailing and different things like that. So there's definitely a cost associated with starting a wholesaling real estate business. And I think a lot of people push, oh, make 10K with zero money. Yeah, you don't have to put any money down on the specific deal, but to get that deal, it does cost money. So you all, it will cost money to get your first deal, whether that's just pulling lists, once again, calling people. If you're really skillful, yes, you can like get a referral or get something online, but you all, it can get pretty expensive, especially now that direct mail is my main marketing source and I'm spending thousands of dollars a month on this lead. Like, it can get expensive. There are ways to not have it be as expensive based off of your marketing techniques and the different avenues you go about getting your leads. But at the end of the day, it still takes some sort of an investment in your wholesaling real estate business. So number 3, what I wish I knew before starting wholesaling real estate, and that would be not concentrating on money generating activities. Right? I think as beginners, we want to concentrate on other things like setting up an LLC, making a website, making sure we get the right contracts, listening to this guru or that guru. But that doesn't actually make you money in your business. What makes you money is putting yourself in front of sellers, putting yourself in front of buyers, investors, and that's what makes you money. And I think when I started, I was just over here, over there. I was concentrating on the wrong things. And so I just really wish I just honed in into my sales skills, because that's number one. How to talk to people, how to build that rapport, how to be likable, and create trust between you and the seller. So the number one money generating activity is putting yourself in front of sellers. Concentrate on that, you all. And that's a common misconception that a lot of people get. They concentrate on other things. The next thing I want to talk about, something I wish I started so much more early on in my wholesaling journey, is JVing with bigger wholesalers around my town. This has tremendously helped my business within the past few months. JVing with other wholesalers who have a larger cash buyers list, has more of a reputation around my area, and all I have to do is just get a contract signed at a good deal, and they take care of everything else. And then on top of that, I get to add more buyers to my list because I still get to see the HUD, I get to see who's buying the deal and different things like that, and just network with people, because this is a people's business. And so I highly recommend you all, as a beginner, when you're wholesaling, you have to add value to the other wholesaler. Do not expect them to bring you the contract. No, you bring them the contract, you add them value, you bring them deals, and they find the cash buyer. And then you guys can work on other things. So you all, that's something I wish I started way much more earlier, is JVing with other wholesalers in town. The next thing I want to talk about, something I wish I knew earlier on in my wholesaling real estate journey, is, keeping my emotions and mental health on check. And this is what I mean. Don't try to think of that too deep. But for me, when I first started, let's say I finally got a call with a seller, and we're just talking and talking and talking, and I feel like I have a deal. When my mind was in the wrong place, just because the seller was talking to me doesn't mean it's a deal. And so I really had to shift my mindset to more of a business mind. Like, okay, is this a deal? Yes, I'm building rapport with someone. You can say hi, talk, listen for a few minutes, but you have to move on to your next lead, move on to your next deal. And I think because we're so excited when we first get started, we wanna connect with someone. We wanna believe that this is a deal, when in reality it's not a deal. And another thing about emotions that I want to talk about is that I noticed as I started to get more wholesale deals, I will identify my happiness with me getting wholesale deals, right? And so my emotional, scale will be up when I get a deal, and then down when I haven't gotten a deal in a month or two, right? And so making sure, hey, you got a good deal, happy, celebrate, buy yourself something, and then move on. If you didn't get a deal, be happy still, move on, get yourself a deal, help that to motivate you, but don't overthink it. Don't let it depress you or overly excite you, or you spend all the money. Just don't let your identity be tied in with the amount of deals you get. Another misconception I have is about the timeline on getting your first deal. You always see these videos, get your first deal, 30 days, $10,000, and you feel like you will be that person. But in reality, most people who start this business, they don't get their first deal in 30 days. Yes, it's possible. Yes, there are people who get that or less amount of time. But in reality, it's way much more longer. For me, it actually took me 8 months to close my first deal. And a lot of these things that I'm talking about are some of the mistakes that I made as a beginner wholesaler. And that's something that I kind of teach in my mentoring program in my online course. I really shortened the learning curve for my students so we can ignore all these things that are rubbish, that it doesn't matter, and just go straight to getting your deal. Period. And so yeah, it just takes way much more longer than what you expect. I would say the average time, if you're good amount of probably 3 months or a little bit more. Just make sure you're just realistic about your time frame in getting your first wholesale deal. Another thing I want to touch on that I wish I knew before starting wholesaling real estate is just how much consistency and being persistent is good for your business, right? I think for me, when I first started, I was in this marketing channel or that marketing channel. I just wasn't consistent with my marketing and pushing it out, whether I was cold calling, sending texts, or doing direct mail. And I noticed the change when I just started being consistent, just stuck to one marketing plan and just being persistent with that. So I highly recommend you all to just stay persistent, stay consistent. The next thing I want to talk about is what I wish I knew before starting wholesaling real estate is that follow-up is key, right? I think in the beginning, we always try to get the low-hanging fruit, you know, the people who are ready to buy right now, not the people who said, not now. We just throw those leads to the side. No, keep those leads. Those are probably going to be your juiciest, biggest deals. All right, you all. You all saw my last video or a video or two ago about me closing a deal. One of my largest ones so far. It actually took me 6 months of follow-up to close that deal. And yeah, so follow-up is key. So remember, you all, as a beginner wholesaler, when you're just starting, follow-up is key. That's where you get your majority of your deals and your biggest deals. The last thing I want to talk about is just concentrating on the leads that you have currently and just making the most of your list. So list is so important because that's where you get your leads, get your sellers to contact. So let's say you pull a list of 1,000 people from a vacant list on PropStream. Try your best to contact every single one of those persons on that list, right? I think it's so easy for us to just run through a list and we only get in contact with like 10 people out of that list. No, take your time, hit them differently, send them a voicemail, send them a direct mail or something like that to really hit that list. Another thing about lists is just get the best list possible, the most unique list that you know a lot of wholesalers are not getting. So make sure you go to the courthouse and you pull those lists because a lot of other wholesalers are not doing it. They're just like, you know, you and me, they just pull the list from websites online that everyone knows, that everyone access. All right, you all. And then another good list is driving for dollars because every one of those lists are unique, right? Every wholesaler has a different eye for distress properties. So just make sure you have that list and you just keep on churning that list. You know, I'm still closing deals from that list that I've been collecting back in March. So it's crazy. So I hope you all really enjoyed this video on what I wish I knew when starting wholesaling real estate. Be sure to comment down below on which one you liked the most or which one you related to the most. Was it the misconception that this is super easy, or like hearing all these gurus on YouTube, or was it just being persistent or getting better leads for your wholesaling real estate business? I would love to know down in the comments down below. So if you can comment and subscribe. And then once again, Wholesale Deals Academy, the course and the mentorship, if you all are interested, link in the description. All right, you all, I'll talk to you all later.